Thank you this time and them coming together to conduct the business in this town. Let's all conduct ourselves in a Christ-like manner. Thank you for everything that you do for us. Most of all, thank you for sending your son, Jesus, to die on the cross for our sins. Be with us now as we meet. We ask in thy name. Amen.
Amen. If you would, please rise and pledge allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Anybody want to play piano and sing?
Please, yes. All right, let's,
Okay. Oh,
I'd like to call this meeting to order.
okay. Roll call.
Go ahead.
Mr. Mayor,
Here.
Ms. Myrtle. Here. Mr. Floyd.
Yep.
And Mr. Steve.
Here.
Well, I suppose you have a quorum. You got 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, thank you very much. I'd like to welcome everybody to our monthly regular council meeting. If you would, please mute your phones or turn them off. And we will open the floor for comments at the end of or at the conclusion of our business meeting. Okay. All right, let's see the March minutes we had approved last meeting with the corrections, so this is a corrected copy for you.
Yeah, and the corrections have been done. And what we did was that we added that the proposal was from Mr. Van Mulvihill to trade the swing set, and that the Alabama League of Municipalities said it could be done. And a motion was made by Myrtle and seconded by Brenda to declare the swing set as excess equipment and to accept the offer. So we had to declare it as excess. And that's what we.
Okay.
Oh, and another thing we changed was the resolution 2014-001. Withdrawal of host government approval was read by a motion was then made to accept the resolution on the first reading by Brenda Lowe and seconded by Floyd. The mayor and all councilors voted yes to accept, and all signed the resolution as to be able to file with Blount and Jefferson counties.
Okay.
So that was corrected. So this is approved, right?
Yes, it was approved with corrections last meeting. All right.
And the April 14, the only change that was made on that was that where I had put report of the report of officers, it says Blount County is updating their solid waste management plan to cover the next 10 years. And I had put everything down as Blount County SWMP, and I thought, I better spell that out. It makes more sense that way. So that was the only change on that one. And it was approved May 12th.
Okay. All right, and then the one we have not reviewed
Is May.
is the May the 12th.
Yeah.
If you would, go ahead and read it off.
Town council meeting on May the 12th, 2014. The meeting was called to order by Mayor Arthur Self at 7 p.m. The invocation was given by Mr. Don Hagel. A pledge of allegiance was given by all in attendance. Roll call. The mayor, Arthur Self, and councilors Myrtle Van Cleek, Eugene Kiley, Brenda Lowe, Floyd Philpott, and Steve Brewer, all present. A welcome to the public in attendance. Please mute or turn off cell phones during the meeting. The minutes of the April meeting were read. A motion was made to approve the minutes by Myrtle Van Cleek and seconded by Eugene Kiley. Motion carried. We had a visitor to our meeting tonight, Mr. Greg Armstrong, Revenue Commissioner of Blount County. He gave us lots of information concerning taxes, real estate, and homestead exemptions. He said his door is always open, and if we needed help with anything, he said just give him a call. His office has always been very helpful to us regarding mapping and information on annexations. He had another engagement, so had to leave early. We enjoyed his visit. Financial reports were presented and discussed. A motion to approve the financials by Brenda Lowe and seconded by Myrtle Van Cleef. Motion carried. Report of officers, still waiting for guidance from ADM rescinding the county line solid waste management plan, SWMP. The emergency road work on Deans Ferry and Smith Mill Road has been completed. Due to lack of response from previous attorney, we engaged a new attorney, Mr. Gregory Reed, 4455 Skyland Drive, Warrior, Alabama, and his telephone number is 205-608-2972. The articles of incorporation will be ready by next regular council meeting. Road ownership is in the works. Do not expect it will be resolved before next council meeting. Flat rate for both actions for the attorney was $1,500. We received an estimate for Coppers Hill Road from the engineer working with community consultants. The cost $490,000. Estimate amount eligible based on the number of residents on Coppers Hill Road. 51% of households must be low to medium income. Town has to match 10% of grant amount. No petitions, applications, complaints, or communications. No resolutions, ordinances, order, or other business. No public comments. There being no further business, a motion to adjourn was made by Floyd Philpott, seconded by Steve Brewer. Meeting adjourned at 8:10 p.m. Respectfully submitted by Brenda Philpott, Town Clerk.
Okay, on the first page on the roll call, just need to add a comma after, need to add a comma after Eugene Pilot.
Oh, well, for heaven's sake, I'll just put that in there. Okay.
And the second page, on the Coppers Hill estimates, the last line,
The town has to match 10%.
105.
105.
10%, that needs to be changed.
I put 105 of grant amount, but I did change it to 10%.
Okay.
Okay.
Have any other comments or corrections? Yeah. Do we have a motion to accept with corrections?
I make a motion to accept.
I second.
All in favor? All? None? Unanimous?
Steve made the motion.
Floyd seconded. All right.
Okay.
Now we get to the financials. Let's see. I'll just go ahead and read off.
You gonna read the amounts?
Yeah, I'll get that.
Okay. Thank you.
On the general fund, our beginning balance was $12,735.51. And our closing ending balance is $10,635.86. Okay. The 2 and 7 road account, our beginning balance was $6,361.42. And our ending balance was $6,287. All right, the capital improvements fund, the beginning balance was $2,441.88. And our ending balance was $5,626.78.
We had a deposit from the Alabama Trust Fund.
Right. The deposit from the trust fund for the town of County Line was $3,184.90.
So we got us some more money in capital improvements. We might get enough money. Never mind, I won't say it.
All right, and the last is the 4, 5, and 6 road account. And the beginning balance was $6,228.69. Ending balance, $6,359.66.
And they all agree with the bank.
All right, any questions or comments on the financial reports? All right, do we have a motion to accept the financial?
I make the motion.
I second it.
Okay. All in favor? All right, unanimous? All right. Report from standing committees, none. And report from special committees, none. And reports of officers. Just one quick comment for council members and clerk. Has everybody submitted their ethics form?
I reckon.
Okay. All right. It was due at the end of April, but I just wanted to double check.
Well, you did Brenda's here, right? So
Mhm.
she got hers done.
Yeah, did that last meeting, or meeting before, whatever it was. All right. Okay, the first item I've got is I did hear back from Adam on the modification of on the county line solid waste management plan and what we can do to repeal it or, for it to go away. Basically, but they reviewed it with their legal team, and we have to request a modification of the existing county line solid waste management plan to, in effect, drop dead upon approval of the Blount County's solid waste management plan, which we plan to subscribe to. All right? It sounds simple. Unfortunately, we have to go through the same steps as that were required for the initial plan. We have to open up a public comment period of 30 days, advertise in the newspaper that we're going to, that the comment period is open and that we will have a public hearing on such and such a date. We have to advertise that for 4 consecutive weeks in a widely circulated publication, the Blount Herald.
The Blount Herald. I suggest that.
That's what I thought.
I picked up
And-
one the other day.
Then hold a public hearing. And then, once the public hearing is completed, then we submit any comments collected and our request for modification, and we send it to Adam for approval. Okay? The first step that we're going to have to take is, number one, draft the modification request. And my suggestion to the council is that we contact the engineering firm that is going to handle, or that is doing the renewal for Blount County, to ask what their firm would charge our town to draft this resolution, or this request. Since they deal with, and this particular firm has written solid waste management plan for about half the counties in Alabama. So they're very well versed in what is required by ADEM. In fact, they do training for ADEM at their conventions or whatever. But anyway, so that's our first step, is we need to come up with the modification request. No, we're gonna contact the firm and we'll get a price, and hopefully by next meeting, we'll be able to define what it's gonna cost for that draft, or for that, request. Yes, ma'am?
Okay, so we're gonna have to advertise in the newspaper for 4 weeks?
Yes.
Okay.
Shouldn't we do that before we wait until next meeting night for a month and a half?
Well, we have to have, the first thing we've got to do is have the, request drafted.
I understand that, but shouldn't we have a meeting before that time? Shouldn't we go ahead and contact this firm, find out what they'll charge us, and then go from there sometime within the next week to 2 weeks?
Well, we can, but we're not under a very, time constraint right now, because Blount County's solid waste management plan will not be effective until late this year, so we have a little while.
But Blount County won't react on this thing over here if we hold up on doing this?
Well, they're going to go on with their, renewal of their solid waste management plan regardless of what we do.
You're talking about these
Blount
people
County.
here?
No, Blount County. Blount County has a solid waste management plan.
All right, but this man that wanted to do this behind us, right behind our house, and behind their own house, behind our, are they
Yeah.
gonna put it in between now and then?
No, they can't.
They can't?
They cannot, because we have withdrawn post-government approval.
Okay, all right, so we did that, when we did that.
Yeah, we've already done that.
And it's
All right.
already been,
All right, I
Recorded.
just wanted to know it.
And that has been forwarded to ADEM.
Okay,
So they have a copy, so that if they get the plan or the, application that they have not seen,
I got
they'll
you.
know that it has been withdrawn.
I got you, I
So,
got it, okay.
but this is we've already done that. This is the next step to undo the mess that we were in.
Okay,
So,
I got you,
and
but
they
we don't have
had
to, we don't have to act tomorrow on it.
I got
So
you,
we got some time, but we do need to go ahead and do it.
okay,
Because once we set a hearing date, we have to advertise at least 4 weeks prior to that, but no more than 45 days prior to the public hearing date.
okay,
So, anyway,
I got you,
the process will probably take a couple of months.
okay,
to
I
do.
understand you, I understand
So, and from talking to the people at ADEM, I get the impression that it's not going to be that much of a deal once we submit the request for them to approve it. Because we're not dissolving our plan to fall under nobody. We're going to subscribe to Blount County, so as soon as Blount County's becomes effective, ours ends. That's how it's got to be written up.
you.
So,
Okay.
anyway,
So, all right. okay.
And we're gonna
So what
contact-
what you're saying is that Blount County will take over this and tell them, no, he can't do it.
pretty much, that's it.
Okay, thank you. That's all I wanted to know.
And if nobody knew it, I'm on that Blount County board that gives that.
That's
award.
good, I'm glad to know that.
and we're gonna find out the person that can help us to draft,
Okay,
the
I got you, I got you.
modification, okay.
I've got that in my other folder, the folder I didn't bring tonight.
And I've got a note to remind the mayor
Yeah,
that I need, okay.
okay. Does anybody have any questions about that? Yes, ma'am?
The roof, has anybody thought about maybe, doing a committee or a person to be in charge of getting information on repairing the roof before we get any farther along into these heavy summer rains?
Well, we need to have some
I mean,
people come out here.
We're getting damaged every time it rains.
Yeah, we need to have somebody, we need to get, just like we did with the air conditioning,
Mhm.
we need to get some bids.
Get the
And from some reputable
roofer.
roofers.
And does anybody know any
reputable.
reputable roofers?
I just,
Most-
know somebody that does know, but, you know,
Well, I
so.
know somebody that could do it, but it's not his line of work.
Mhm,
But I'm sure he could do it.
mhm.
Would he be in this?
He does just about everything
Would he
else.
be in this room right now?
No,
No?
no,
Okay.
no, but
If that
he's
person
close
would be
by.
interested in doing it.
Would that person that's in this room be interested in doing it?
Oh, well, I would rather not.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he'd be capable of doing it, but, I'd rather not.
Well, back to what I said, could we have that in the minutes to be done? Could somebody be on, like, one of the, could you appoint somebody as a person to look into that? I
Yes.
mean, if I can get some information from them, I'd be glad to pass it on to them.
Looks like it'd be, should be a good one to be appointed.
Well, we probably need to appoint somebody from the council.
That's what I'm saying,
To,
councilman, and if I can get any information that
Well,
that
Mr.
would help them, I
Tyler is
would
on
be
the
more
council
than
meeting.
happy.
Council and he lives with her, and so they can.
No.
Well, I mean, that's, yeah, that's how they did it in the Navy. If you weren't there, you got.
You got
fired.
nominated.
So Eugene's nominated, and Lucy's his assistant.
Well, if you've got, yeah, I know a lot of people in the county and around the area.
Well,
They do.
More than I do.
Having been in business, I think I could probably find, in the, in that.
It's not what you know, it's who you know.
That's right.
That's,
And we
that's
know
it.
you.
I think I could find somebody, I may not know, but I may know somebody that does know.
Right. Well, it's,
But I'd just love to see it done, and
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like Mr. Floyd up there, get her done, deep,
yeah.
let's don't wait 6 months, let's get her done.
So
Well,
Eugene,
with the,
okay, are you gonna appoint, Eugene?
yeah, we'll do
The
him that
committee-
way.
The committee of,
We'll do him that way.
that's what I'm putting down here, that we have, nominated
Hey,
Eugene
he lives on the
Collins.
other end of the subdivision, you don't have to look at him, trying to live here.
Anyway, but, yes, we do need to pursue it because if,
Well, somebody make a motion.
I make a motion, we get checked into the roof and the building.
I second. I
Nominate
got a
and-
question to ask
Okay.
Mr. Dan back there. Could it be repaired? You looked at
You need a
it.
professional to really tell you that. I
Yeah.
think it could continue to be patched for some period of time. I think what happened over the winter, that really severe cold weather, cracked a few places that were in bad shape.
well, it's, I don't know how old this roof is. It's currently on there, but I think it's been patched several times before. So I guess what we really need to look at is to do it correct so it'll last 20 years. And what I'm afraid of is when we do strip it down to rebuild it, we're going to have to rebuild it. Because
Rotten boards up there.
yeah, so I'm sure that we're gonna run into something like that. So we're gonna have to, we're gonna have to look at that as we take these estimates. And, so yes,
You may have to look at two different estimates, what to do to replace it and what to do to patch it.
right. That's a good idea. So, all right. Patch.
Okay, so we have nominated Eugene as the head of the committee, right? Appointed.
Yep,
Okay.
ask him to do it. All right. I would appreciate it. I know Brenda's she's got enough to do already. All right.
Back on the solid waste management, did you need authorization to contact this engineering firm that's doing Lake County's? I didn't know if I heard you mention that or not.
No, we didn't.
Do we need authorization from you, the council, to do that?
Well, we probably need to have a motion from the council to seek
Help.
advice on,
I make a motion, we.
I second it.
He didn't even let me finish.
I'm for it.
That's okay.
what she was motioning.
yeah, we have a motion to contact the engineering firm for modification of solid waste management plan.
Cause I don't want no dump.
No, we
I
don't.
don't either. And Floyd seconded. All in favor? It's unanimous. Thank you, Dan.
Okay.
All right, as I won't skip the, but I now heard back from the attorney on the articles. So we'll have to, just scratch that on your agenda.
The articles of incorporation.
Yeah, yeah, we don't have anything to act on tonight.
And he was doing our determination on the roads too.
Yeah, that's,
So all of
that's
that-
still, I know that, I was not expecting any response on that tonight,
Okay,
but that may take longer.
okay.
All right, and my last item, just for informational purposes, I was searching through the online Jefferson County probate records, and I found two maps that were associated with some annexations that took place back in '74 and '75. Okay, the first one in '74 was all the property along Coppersville Road when it was annexed into town and county line. Okay, and then in the annexation, most of that, we knew about all that property. It was annexed in. It's always been included in all the maps that have been generated recently. But the other piece that was annexed in January of '75 was 2 quarters on the very end of Coppersville Road, which is Alan and Misty Waiton property, and the next quarter, which is the quarter that crosses Trafford Road on the other side of Trafford. So that junkyard is in town and county line.
It is in county line?
It is in county line.
The junkyard down yonder.
Yes.
On the right-hand side. All right.
Herman's.
And the junkyard, and a section does cross the road.
That house.
Oh, it
across the
does where the
road,
house
all that
is and
junk
all
in
that
the front?
stuff?
Yeah.
I don't know whether it includes the house, but it does cross the road.
We need to send a letter to him from an attorney asking him to pay us our fees for being a county member. And he can tell us anything he wants to about being closed and not being in business and all that. That's a bunch of bull. It don't mean nothing.
No, because equipment appears and disappears all the time.
Right.
If it's not being sold, where's it going?
And it,
Well, I did, what was online were just the maps. So I had to go down to the probate office and actually get the documents that are associated with the maps, and I have those.
Sort
So,
of reminds me of that guy on Perry Mason, the hero right there at the last minute. I appreciate it.
Well, that's the
Well-
way to do it.
Yep.
let's see,
How many years back?
And this,
Oh, gosh, don't even ask me that, there's no way I can find that.
Probably ever since he annexed in the county line.
this was approved.
I want out
75.
here Where he's got all this stuff.
This was-
Down in the town
Well,
property.
that's what Mr. Philbin was gonna, the next thing he was
Looks
gonna.
like a
Okay.
devil down
Well,
there.
The annexation from 1975 has a Herman Motherhill signed a petition.
And see, he told me and Greg Calvert came up here and said, either Greg or Larry, one, I can't remember which. Anyway, they said, well, that's down there in Trafford is not county line, that's in Trafford. And that's when I sent out notices to them and they came up here and told me, and then Herman came and told me that it was not a county line. It
Well,
was
can I
in
change
That
Trafford.
makes a difference.
I know, we got it in black and white now.
I met two big trucks on County Line Road right down here the other day with all clean porta potties on it. He's doing business in County Line still.
Greg, well, he's keeping them hidden, I guess, back here. I don't know, I haven't been back there lately.
Well,
I guess I need
it's
to
a
go
public
back.
street, isn't it? I mean, it's a public street.
Yeah, it's called county, it's called, I forgot what the street's
Town
called.
road or something like that.
Yeah.
All right, let's see, any questions on those, old annexations?
No, and they were taken and they were mapped, I mean, they're on the map now, right? I think they were put in the map, didn't, when I went up to see.
Well, there was a couple of little, partials that were not on the Blount County map,
But it's on there now.
but they should be,
Yeah, they are, because she gave me the map that showed me the little parcel that it wasn't on
Yeah.
there, but they put it on there.
right up on, Dean's Ferry, right at the end, on the left-hand side of the road.
It's in here. I brought it in here.
You need to bring
Anyway,
it up.
all right, any other questions or comments about annexations or anything else that we've covered tonight?
I got something else to bring up,
Okay,
whenever you get down to it.
That would be down to,
all right, floor's open.
Okay, number one, I want to send a letter to this man back here telling him to get his stuff off of that property back there, putting it next to our property, and to get his truck off of there. He's got a truck parked up on there this afternoon. I saw it when I come in. It's parked over on our property. It needs to be over on his property. Now, he needs to move it back or move it out of the way. And he needs to put a fence up there covering that stuff if he's gonna have it up there. Okay?
And he needs to quit driving across our property.
see, I told you, Louis.
I got you. I don't know who done it, but we need
Three
to
times.
take that up with him.
I'd like to know who dug up the turf out here,
Dug up what?
the turf.
The turf,
I went home the other day and got my shovel, came back down and fixed it.
because they drove through.
No, but that didn't do it.
Oh.
It looked like it was shoveled out because it was turned bottom side up on the sod.
Oh, really?
And I turned it back over
That's
and
what
put it
you
back
would-
in where it was at, yeah,
Okay, that's what you were telling me when you were
Right.
cutting grass.
yeah.
Could it have been done with like a bucket, like a backhoe?
Well, yeah, I could have.
Well, if he's gonna have
They
this
could
stuff
have.
back
Well,
here
we're-
on his property, can the town not pass a resolution to make him put up a privacy fence
Yes.
around all this mess, so we don't have to look at it?
And nobody
Well,
should
we'll
have to
have to-
look at it,
We have to modify the resolution or the ordinance.
the ordinance
um,
for the
I
junkyard.
think we need to
a
pass
nuisance
one.
ordinance.
Nuisance ordinance is what
Yeah.
it
Hey,
is.
it needs to cover that junkyard down yonder. If it's in our property, it needs to cover this property up here behind the school.
And this kid right here is fixing cars down here.
Yes, that
He's
man
got
right there
5 or
needs to
6.
do it. And the people out here, he needs to put it on the edge of this property down here. And by golly, we need to pass the ordinance and say, that's it. You gotta have it there, or else we're gonna move it out and get rid of it.
And we have an attorney that could send him a letter.
Well, that's what we ought to do.
I mean, we we've hired us an attorney, so we might as well.
Mhm.
But we can't
Well,
tell him he
we,
can't put it on his property, but we can sure tell him he's gotta cover it up, it's an eyesore.
It's
makes
supposed to be
sound.
behind the fence.
Well, we have a zoning ordinance that it was passed back in the early 90s that defines all property as residential unless they have, if I remember correctly, residential unless it was approved by council to zone it as commercial. So I think we have a couple of avenues that we can pursue and see which is going to work best for us. Whether we need to pass a new ordinance. We do need to pass a nuisance ordinance.
That's what we need.
For certain properties like the old burned out trailer that was over there for
Yeah.
months and months and months.
I think there's one in there in the ordinances. I think there's already,
I don't think
A
we have an
nuisance
ordinance for
ordinance.
nuisances, but
well, it seems
we
like
have
I've seen
zoning.
one, but we'll look and see, I will.
What you gotta say, ma'am?
Mr. Mayor, is this property back here that we're referring to, Herman's property behind the park area, is it zoned commercial or residential?
I don't think anything has been rezoned since that ordinance was passed, because I have seen nothing in the
So
minutes.
it would
through the
still
years.
be, it would still be considered probably residential
It
then?
should be, his
If-
house is there, and
If I
everybody else's
remember
house.
the ordinance correctly, I believe that is correct, but I'm gonna have to go back and reread that ordinance
Mhm.
and
Okay.
to see, and we may have to get the attorney to look at it and see.
And if you go down this road and you see all the other houses where Herman lives with all of his junk, and then you go around the curve and there's a house here and here and back here and back there, there's houses. So it's got to be residential. They don't have a junkyard in all of those houses, just him.
Well,
So,
and two, we've got to find out just where is the town limit line
on
back
that
here.
part, yeah.
Because, you know, if he is not in the town,
Is that trailer park back there not in county line?
The trailer
Does
park.
Greg buy a license to operate that in county line, cause he owns it?
He owns what?
You mean where
Calvert
those,
owns it, his daddy gave it to him, and he gave Larry the home place up here.
oh, now wait a minute, what are you talking about?
Right here.
You're talking about this house right here that Larry
No,
lived in?
there's trailers behind there, isn't there?
Well, there's
one or two, I think.
There's one or two, and there's one or two houses, because I don't,
Maybe that's
It's been
something
a
we're going
while.
to investigate.
yeah.
But yes, you know, find out this property over here is in town and county line,
Mhm.
because I did not find anywhere where it had been de-annexed. I saw where the property from a lawsuit against the town, where that property was de-annexed. So, you know, it's recorded in Jefferson County. But, all right, we gotta review our ordinances and then take appropriate action.
Okay,
Yeah.
that was the complaints. So, got the
Okay,
complaints.
I got another complaint to bring up. This is a personal complaint from my wife to me about the chair she's sitting in back there and out here.
Well, I can't sit in this one anymore.
She can't sit in this one out here.
This one will kill you,
And-
back and legs.
And the one back there gives you back to
It's-
problems too,
It's
right?
not much better, but I could sit in it for
Now,
like
what
this
I
big.
wanna do is go up here and find a place that's got a reasonable chair for her to sit in, back there and out here, and be able to do it whenever we see fit. Anybody got anything objecting to that?
May I suggest come by my house and sit in my office chair that I recently purchased at Staples? It
Okay.
has the mesh back to it, and it has a little thing right here for your lumbar,
Fit.
less than $100. You can have it
That
with
would
or
be
without
good.
arms. I don't have the arms on mine, but you might come by there and sit on it, less than $100.
Well, the one that's in there,
It's,
I would want the new one in there, because that's where I stay most of the time. That one I can bring out here and
Yeah.
sit during the meetings.
Yeah,
Are
just
you
for
sure?
that, that one needs to go.
Well, it needs,
Yeah,
That one needs to go.
buddy, it just about
I
kills the
think we
mayor.
need two new ones,
Yeah.
one in there and
Well,
one
for
out
less than
here.
$100 each, that, you know,
Mhm.
but you might need a different.
We'll
But
need-
I mean, I'd like for her to try that one. Be glad for you to try it if you'd like to, or you might wanna go over to Staples at Trustful and just sit in some.
Well, there's
Alright.
people up here, Aniana's got all kinds of chairs. up
Yeah,
there.
for around
Okay.
$100.
Mhm.
But now Mr. Mayor says that he has a chair.
Yeah, I was gonna donate my chair and get another one. But I had,
But he
I
hadn't
gotta go
got
through the
approval.
mayorette.
He has to
You
get
gotta
approval.
go through the mayorette, that's it.
He has to go through the
What chair
mayor.
of mine are we giving away?
No, it's my office chair.
Oh, why do you gotta go through me?
Well, because you're the mayorette.
He never goes through me for any.
He's just putting on a show
Yeah,
today.
Politics.
Okay, so,
It's a big chair like these.
okay, so he can move that office chair to here,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
and then I can buy a chair for here. Okay, sounds good to me.
All right, do we have a motion to authorize purchase?
I make the most,
I'll second
All right, the motion is made to purchase a new office chair for the clerk. And it was seconded by Myrtle.
Myrtle made the motion, or
That's
Floyd?
Floyd made the motion.
Some business.
And the mayor is going to donate.
Right,
An office chair, and we're gonna put that in there so that when you're here, you can use
that'd be
it, or
fine.
whatever, we can roll it back for you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I got it. Mayor, it's
And all in
gone.
favor? We have to approve it?
She voted, she
Okay.
gets to vote too.
Unanimous. I was waiting for you to catch up.
Thank you.
But,
she approved
unanimous.
it also.
Okay,
Okay,
okay, that was, we had complaints and, ordinances and other business, and I have a communication.
okay.
Just a note, County Line Town Council, I would like to thank you so much for the invitation to come speak at your meeting. I am so thankful for the great progress that your town is doing. I have never felt more welcome and encouraged to be forward. If I or the Revenue Office can help you in any way, please feel free to call me. Thanks again for your hospitality. Thanks, Greg. So, thank
Maybe
you.
he slips some of that tax money down Hillsborough Road, you ready?
Yeah.
Oh, no, because he has to go through the commissioners, don't you know? He said all that revenue goes to the commissioners, spend it. He takes it in, yeah.
Okay. All right, any other questions or comments?
I have a question. That House bill, is it 292 or 929, or that they voted on a while back and something was wrong with it and it had to go back to committee? Have you ever report on it? It had to do with the.
It died
It
with
died?
the end of the session. On the very last day of the session, it was passed by, I think it was the Senate, with some changes. And with the changes, it would have had to go on back to the lower house for them to reconsider it and approve the changes in a committee. But since it was the last day of the legislature, it basically was died. So I did hear back from Representative Brewer from down South Alabama, the author or sponsor of the bill, and he said he will resubmit it the next session. Okay. Yeah, it took a couple of days, but he did respond to my questions on that, on what actually happened to the bill. So,
Brutal, guys, tonight.
Cousin.
Doesn't look anything like it, Steve. All right.
Cousins are not supposed to.
Yeah, let's hope not. All right, any other questions or comments?
No, sir. Not
Do we
yet.
have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
We have a motion
Well,
to
y'all, wait a
adjourn?
minute, I gotta find my paper here, okay.
Floyd made the motion, Steve seconded. All in favor? Unanimous? The meeting is adjourned.
We're going.